Hello gentlemen, this is Showman from Oil and Gas Field Quality Control. We are working in the pipeline. So pipeline service can be sweet or sour. When it comes to sour, there are many requirements. So today we will be discussing in brief. I cannot discuss all the subjects, but which is required for a construction contractor for working with sour service. What are the things to be considered? WPS, what are the changes? Welder qualification, what are the changes, the materials, what will be used in sour service, what are some added requirements are there. We will discuss little bit in detail. Let us start. First of all, what is sour service? Sour service in a pipeline refers to the environments containing hydrogen sulfide, which can cause corrosion and cracking to the metallic material. This is particularly relevant in oil and gas pipeline where H2S is a common contaminant. Sour service poses significant challenges due to the hazardous nature of hydrogen sulfide, which is inflammable, explosive, and toxic even at low concentrations. What is H2S and why it is a problem? H2S is a gas that can be present in oil and gas reservoirs. Where H2S comes into contact with water, it forms hydrofluoric acid, which can corrode steel pipeline. H2S can also cause stress corrosion cracking, where the metal cracks under stress in the presence of H2S. This corrosion and cracking can lead to pipeline leaks, explosions, and safety hazards. So you know why H2S is very much important. It is having all the ill effects to the pipeline. So our material and everything should be changed to be added with some requirements. What should be considered for sour service design and installation? First of all, design. Pipeline design should consider the potential for H2S corrosion and cracking. So designers should keep it in mind, including factors like pipe wall thickness, stress levels, and operating pressures. What are the standards and regulations? Industry standards such as NACE, MR 0175 provide guidelines for material selection, welding, and other aspects of sour service pipelines. Material selection. Pipeline in sour service environments require specific materials resistance to H2S corrosion and cracking. These materials often include special alloys such as stainless steel. What are the special considerations of welding? Welds in sour service pipeline must be carefully controlled to avoid excessive hardness and ensure that they are resistant to hydrogen sulfide induced cracking. The inspection and maintenance. Regular inspection and maintenance are crucial for detecting and preventing corrosion and cracking in sour service pipeline. What should be considered for sour service pipeline? In essence, in conclusion, we can say sour service for a pipeline refers to the specific challenges and precautions required to handle the presence of H2S in the pipeline environment, ensuring the safety and integrity of the pipeline and the workers who handle it. Design code. I'm highlighting here some design code restrictions for sour service gas pipeline. You know, the design code is ASME B31.8. As per B31.8, some requirements, I am reading it for you, which is important on the aspects of construction. Requirements of qualification of procedure and welder qualification for sour service system. Qualifying standards. All procedure and performance qualifications shall be based on destructive mechanical test requirement. Generally, we qualify the welder only basis of radiographic testing. Their test coupon we do radiography if it is non-sour service, and if radiography pass means welders are passed. But in this case, we need to qualify them with bend test, tensile test as required in the qualification code. Hardness control. The hardness of all the weld zones, including weld metal and heat affected zone on welding qualification test specimens shall meet the hardness requirements for the alloys welded as specified in NACE MR 0175 or ISO 15156. in the field we need to take care of the heat input during welding. If you control the heat input, the hardness will be under control also. For most common pipe alloys, the maximum allowable hardness is HRC 22. A commonly accepted maximum macro hardness limit near the inside surface is 250 HV10. Welder requalification requirement. Welder requalification test shall be required if there is specific reason to question a welder's ability, or if the welder is not engaged in the work for 6 months or more. So every 6 months welder must be requalified if he is not engaged to the work. But at least welders shall be requalified every year. So this is very strict requirement as compared to non-shower service. For pipeline shower service, material selection is a very crucial thing. Fittings and flanges require specific material selection and testing to ensure resistance to sulfide, stress, cracking and other corrosion mechanisms. Material should meet the requirement of NACE MR0175 or ISO 15156, and HIC testing may be necessary. All material used in shower service environment must meet the requirement of the international standard as mentioned, NACE MR 175 or ISO 15156, which specify acceptable material for various conditions including wet shower conditions and cover different materials type like carbon steel, stainless steel and non-ferrous material. HIC testing or hydrogen induced cracking testing like NACE TM0284 solution A may be required for welded pipes and fittings in shower service, especially if specified in the project technical specification. Shower service pipe definition. Now we will see what are the special requirement for shower service pipe. Shower service pipe mainly used in H2S environment, where H2S or hydrogen sulfide is a harmful chemical that mostly easy to generate the corrosion. According to international regulation, when partial pressure of hydrogen sulfide reaches to 300 pascals, the line pipes used shall have anti-acid corrosion performance. So, shower service pipe includes NACE pipe. Chemical properties of shower service pipe. The content of carbon, phosphorus and sulfur and carbon equivalent in the chemical composition of shower service pipe is relatively low than the normal line pipe, which is with a strictly controlled requirement. Especially for the content of sulfur, it is extremely harmful element in the corrosion environment. So for shower service pipe should control sulfur maximum 0.002%. Hardness requirement of shower service pipe. The hardness of the shower service pipe is strict because of the hardness value had a great influence on HIC. The results show that in low and medium strength steel, the higher the material strength, the greater the hardness, the stronger the HIC sensitivity. Corrosion test in API 5L for shower service pipe. The hardness value of the base metal, weld and hot zone should not exceed 250 HV10. The hardness of the shower service pipe is more strict because of the hardness value has a greater impact on HIC. The research shows that the higher the material strength, the greater the hardness, the stronger the HIC sensitivity in low and medium strength steel. Now, welding for shower service pipeline. This is an interesting subject because this is a job of construction contractors. As per ASME B 31.8, as I mentioned just few minutes before, you see the requirement of the qualification procedure. Always the performance qualification shall be based on destructive mechanical test requirement. Welder test also, the final acceptance is mechanical test. Hardness also need to be controlled, you know, as per NACE MR0175 and ISO 15156, and maximum allowable hardness for the common pipe alloys is HRC 22, and if you do the macro hardness limit is 250 HV10. Welder should be requalified within 6 months if he is not engaged in the job continuously, but at least yearly once they should be requalified from the client approved third party company. All welding procedure for P number 1 material for ASPE B31.8 and all offshore pipelines shall be impact tested, and impact testing shall be conducted at the minimum design metal temperature MDMT or 0 degree centigrade, whichever is lower. Some special note: the impact test requirement apply for carbon steel weld and heat affected zone and do not apply to the austenitic stainless steel and nickel alloys unless required by the design code. Impact testing requirement shall not apply for onshore flow lines, test line, trunk lines, crude alloy service, which fall outside the scope of B31.8. When the welding consumables are in accordance with ASPE section 2 part D SFA 5.1 or 5.18, they should have a minimum Charpy V notch absorbed impact energy of 20 feet-pound at impact temperature less than 0 degree Fahrenheit. Charpy impact testing of the girth welding procedure is required for pipelines qualified with API 1104. Then also the supplementary essential variable for section 9 will be now mandatory. So heat input shall be recorded on the PQR and used as a limiting value for the WPS, and it shall be based on the average value of welding parameters used. PQR thickness exceeds 12 mm and multiple processes or consumables are used. Separate impact test specimen shall be conducted for each process or consumables. Guys, this is the end of the part 1 of my shower service. Previously I thought I will make it in a one video, but I think as a contractor quality control, or we always have a special requirement like ordering a welding consumable that should be discussed separately. Please go through the second part to conclude these shower service special requirements for pipelines. If you are gaining knowledge through my channel, please don't forget to inspire me by hitting the like button, share my channel to your friends, and signing it for today, Showman. Thank you.